This whole aspect of what we call Southern hospitality is very real. Even though I am a Yankee at heart, I have been welcomed very clearly to this Southern environment, and that's a very important and appreciated characteristic of being in the Diocese of Charleston. I had only been in South Carolina once prior, and that was many, many years before, on my way to Disney World in Florida. So I really knew very little about Charleston. The largest major change has been the unbelievable growth in terms of population, in terms of industry, in terms of the Catholic population as well. It seems that South Carolina seems to have drawn people from all over the United States and from other countries. And the growth is phenomenal. Traveling in the state of South Carolina really only has one option, and that is the automobile. So that means that there's a lot of time in the car. Sometimes I have a CD that has the rosary on it, so sometimes I'll use that and pray the rosary. Also, I love to listen to audiobooks. So it keeps me going. The other change is the continued secularization, I think, of society. And South Carolina has not been spared from that. And so we're seeing less of a focus in terms of religious observance than we have in the past. But I think part of that is going to be changed as times change as well. One of the responsibilities of the Bishop of Charleston is the sustenance and promotion of Catholic education. And education has been a priority in my own life, and certainly it has been a priority here in South Carolina. We have some very fine Catholic schools, and trying to sustain those schools and keep them strong and has been a priority for me. And certainly the fact that Catholic high school education should be an option that people would have any place in the state, and that's why we built 2 new Catholic high schools. Many of the young people say that it's important for them to have a good, strong grounding in their faith, because here we are in a state where Catholics are about 5% of the population, and they need a strong basis in their own faith, because they're asked to explain it in many ways to some of their classmates. Well, we have some absolutely fantastic seminarians. First of all, I think what they bring with them is a very, very strong desire to be of service to God, to the church, and to God's people. Secondly, I find that for the majority of these seminarians, they are gifted in a lot of ways. Some with tremendous intellectual gifts, others with, I guess, that gift of being available to people and wanting to be of help to people, but to extents that are really very, very strong and very, very beautiful. So I'm certainly proud of our seminarians, certainly proud of the priests we've ordained the last couple of years, and I think the diocese will benefit extremely well from our new priests in the next couple of years. And part of my involvement with Scouting and my love of Scouting has been its appreciation of the outdoors, its appreciation of nature, and certainly that comes from I guess my spirituality that is kind of based on St. Francis and his love of nature. I do love to walk, and I've spent a lot of time in the past walking in mountainous areas. Occasionally I'll walk the beach, but I'm much more interested in walking in the woods in mountainous areas. Of course, the dog loves to do that with me, so Barney is a good companion. Well, Barney showed up at the sisters at the Springbank Retreat Center in King Street, and he was emaciated, and the sisters saw the dog and they fed him. Of course, I think once he received a little bit of attention and food, he never left them. They convinced me in one of my visits there that they really couldn't keep a third dog, and they felt I should have him. So we met. It's been a wonderful experience. Being here in South Carolina, especially the fact that this is a growing diocese. So that's kind of exciting, and certainly it's been a pleasure to be here for these 10 years.